Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FiresprayXL, and I'm back again with another cringy ass video for YouTube. So today we're going to be checking out the T54 Mod 1 and trying to figure out whether or not if you should buy it or not. Now I'm going to go ahead and just jump into the deal so that you can see it, even though you probably already have if you play the game or not. It's going for $34.99, and you get the T54, you get the garage slot, obviously. You get 2,500 gold, you get 30 days premium. Okay, so jumping right into it, I'm going to go ahead and just let you read all the specs for yourself so I can try to shrink this down as quick as possible and so that you can just have the visual. Now, I also want to quickly just say this, is that this is not the original video that I had mentioned in my Loner Stoner update video. It was actually going to be for the Angry Connor. Unfortunately for that video, I ran out of time. I was trying to do the same concept here as whether or not you should buy the vehicle or not, and I might run a quick clip of just showing that it did not list a time limit, and I just wasn't able to get the video out in time. The store, it doesn't give any details whatsoever about the expiration time. So I'm assuming it's either going to be tomorrow or maybe a day or so after that. So getting back to the point here, this obviously has a 100mm gun. It has really thick upper hull armor, and as well as a turret. As you can see the way it's shaped, it's definitely was made to ricochet shots off of the turret. Something I want to go ahead and just mention, I have not played this vehicle yet. So you guys are going to get to see me playing this for the first time. One thing I also have to mention right off the bat is that it has terrible penetration numbers. On average, you're looking at 175, and for the ACPR, you're looking at 235. Now I want to just quickly show you this because I just thought I would mention it in this video. If you look at the average for the Angry Connor, they're almost the same, but this is a tier 5. It kind of says something here. Being at tier 8 and having this 100mm gun with only that limited amount of penetration is kind of underwhelming. This actually has thicker side armor than the T54. I thought that was a little bit interesting. I don't know, it's weird that a tier up has less armor than a tier down, tier 8 or whatever. I think I'm going to go run it really super tacky. I think it looks tacky, but who cares, right? So I'm running a lot of premium ammo. Anywho, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some gameplay. So this is my first game. This is going to be interesting. I can tell you right from the start that this definitely is pretty slow for a medium, in my opinion. I mean, it is kind of similar to the Fury at tier 6 as far as its maneuverability, which is definitely definitely a con for this vehicle. He's up on there. Alright. I think the team is really trying to flank. I'm just kind of following at the moment. Oh, I penetrated. Try to keep this armor angled. Reload time. I didn't even look at that myself. It's 7.7. Not exactly thrilled about that. Seems to be doing okay with its premium ammunition so far. I mean, not its premium ammunition, it's standard AP rounds. Might need those rounds for this nameless, I'm not sure. Gun depression, it's a Russian, so it has no gun depression. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him, tracking him in place. Sorry I'm not talking, I am trying to actually play and stuff, but because this is live, like what you're watching is actually live, so there is that. You guys should flank around while I distract them. That AMX is over there, so let's reposition ourselves here. Try to get around. Go around this way. Even though they have that glacial and an ISU track his ass. And I missed one, the 54 mod 1. Now, I do not know what the camo ratings are for this vehicle. I don't know if it has good camo or bad camo. I know it is a medium, but still though. And I got this guy behind me. I'm fucked. Well, that's how the game ended, guys. I apologize, it wasn't anything better. But as of right now, we're going to go ahead and jump in to the second gameplay. Let's get into that. So far, I really don't know how I feel about this vehicle. It's kind of awkward as a medium, almost. It feels kind of like a fast heavy for me. It does kind of maneuver similar to, again, the Fury. I already mentioned it, but it kind of reminds me of its maneuverability, which is interesting because the armor is so much better on this than Fury, obviously, but still, though, it's just kind of interesting. Second there, I thought like RU was going to completely fly off the map. Now that would have been made for a good video. Turret traverse speed is alright, especially with the help of the improved fuel. Try to get a couple shots on here before he disappears. Oh, no, he got fucked. Nice. Now, I do realize that the camo of my choice definitely is a bit tacky. But that's okay. There's not really that many good options on here for this vehicle. I think that they really honestly should have added some special camo, in my opinion, for it. Okay, so he is running to 90. Where the hell did that round go? I don't know what I did to him. Maybe I just hit him in the tracks or something. I don't fucking know. So, mod 1s are the city. And they want to try to rush him. It's definitely not a very accurate gun. If you do your part, I'm sure it'll do its job, but I've just heard rumors that it's notorious for being inaccurate. Kind of a low roll there. I was hoping for a high one, as anybody would, right? Let's see if I can. I didn't get it every time. Trying to get out of the way of this tiger. So I can get one in there. Nope. Oh, but I bounced around. That's good. Armor is finally doing something for me. Wasn't before. I want to flank them, but I don't think that would be the smart idea. Now, if I can proceed with caution, this is hella stupid. This is hella stupid tactics right here. But try to provide some assistance to them. He's about to get raped, sorry. Or wrecked, whatever. I don't think that this vehicle is really a good circle of death guy. Got my first kill in the vehicle, I think. Yep, first kill in the vehicle. Could be wrong, I could be messing up from the last game, but so far, I think it's my first. When the armor holds true, it definitely can be a nice thing, but when it doesn't, I guess it can feel a little silly. So here are the post-game stats. Didn't do too well in the damage aspect at all, but I still made 40,000 credits even after using some premium ammunition. You can see the CDC definitely did a lot better than I did in this game. Here's detailed if you want to see it. I won't hold it there for very long. So now I want to go ahead and just jump into what I think the cons are of this vehicle. Definitely the accuracy of the gun. It's been mentioned before by many people. It's not a very reliable gun. If you do your part, you know, you can have some really good moments with it. I already know that in the right people's hands, it can be its own force to be reckoned with. I think that the biggest plus about this vehicle, really honestly, is its armor. Because again, in some ways, it is actually better than the T54. Another con for me personally is that its maneuverability is kind of silly, but I mean, I do get it that it's because of the armor, but it's really similar in maneuverability to the Fury. The T54 Mod 1 does move slightly faster, it's just that it kind of has that general play where it's slightly slower. Definitely, since it's a Russian, the lack of gun depression for me personally is kind of annoying, though once you play enough Russian tanks, which as you can see I have, you get kind of used to it. It's just kind of gets old though. You do have to kind of play around these flaws to really, you know, get the most out of it. So the big question of the day, should you buy this or not? Essentially, I want to say it like this. It really depends on what kind of player you are. And what I mean by that is, am I willing to give up the penetration for the awesome armor? Well, that's really on you to decide. Like, if you're really worried about having a really strong armor profile, having, you know, lesser maneuverability, and you don't mind that the gun is slightly inaccurate, then I really think this is a solid contender. It's just, is it worth $35? I don't know. As of right now, I don't really have anything else to directly compare it to other than the other T54 models, such as the lightweight and the older brother, the T54. So at the end of the day, I want to go ahead and just quickly say this, is that I really do think this is quite a solid contender. The only real areas that it's lacking is its maneuverability and its penetration. You know, if outside of that, I think that it really is pretty solid. Something like the CDC is definitely a good representation of kind of almost how I like to play, just because it has, you know, better gun depression. But the armor is so good on this. It's just crazy, and it's really easy to love. If there's anything from this list of vehicles that you would like to see a video on, whether it be a review, gameplay, you know, just or compilation style videos, just let me know. I'm going to go ahead and just scroll through them so that you can get the idea. I know I'm going through it really slow, but I thought it might as well. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, well, I don't blame you, because it's a completely new style of video. If you haven't already, please make sure you drop me a subscribe. It would definitely be greatly appreciated, and I really do hope you guys have a wonderful day.